Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, December 5th, and today is Yield Boost Friday, where we go through the various GraniteShares funds under the Yield Boost umbrella and see how they doing. All right. But of course, before that, we're going to look at Bitcoin, and we're going to get a Bitcoin update because, again, a lot of these funds are Bitcoin related too. And whatever Bitcoin does, sometimes the market does, maybe not, but regardless, it's down. It's down to 91,000, down 2% over 24 hours. So I guess, as we say, whatever. All right, so let's move on to the GraniteShares website. If anyone is not familiar with GraniteShares, obviously, most people know them in this space through YieldBoost, but they have had several other funds, leveraged ETFs, which actually is a popular topic now with the SEC getting involved and maybe suspending any new leveraged ETFs. I'm not sure if it's 2X or 3X or any X. So that's something I did not look into. But I guess they said, yeah, we need something to do. Let's go suspend this because we don't like it. All right. Everyone's having too much fun over there. So let's go ruin it. All right. All right. So anyway, if you click Yield Boost, which is what we're talking about today, you can see it new. All right. If you see new, what does that mean? Well, guess what? Another week, another two funds. That's kind of how it's been working lately. So Yield Boost did offer or launch, I should say, two new funds, one under the HIMS umbrella, HMYY, and then one under the Riot umbrella. Again, more crypto action right there, RTYY, right? So they have quite a few funds now. I mean, a lot of funds. So again, back to the talk of the fund of funds, I would think it's any day now at this point. They have so damn many. I'm wondering if people would be interested in the fund of funds more so than the individuals, or people just make their own fund of funds at this point. Who the heck knows? All right. So anyway, if you click on one of the funds, I'll click on like the new fund. You could see again, HMYY, GraniteShares, Yield Boost, HIMS, ETF. If you're new to these funds, they pay out a massive distribution, massive. They're able to do that because they sell options on leveraged funds, 200%, 2 times leverage, whatever the underlying is. And this is one of them, right? So if you go down here, if you go under fund details, you could see what it's trading under the holdings. And this one's trading HIMZ, which would be the double leverage HIMS fund. So yeah, and this one again, look at this. Look at the launch date. Where the heck is it? Where is it? December 2nd. It launched December 2nd. And let's go to the distribution. They declared, well, probably on the 4th, right? I think they declared Thursday. So 2 days later, they declared a distribution. Where the hell is it? 65 cents. And already 2 days later, they are yielding 133%. So wowza. So anyway, let's take a look at the file. Again, I have everything in here, kind of automated, but regardless, you don't want to be bored with all that jazz. But let's zoom in. And let's take a look at all the pretty funds. You're so pretty. Why is this not actually pulling up? Name doesn't pull up. Okay, whatever, Cletus. Let me refresh. There you go. Cletus worked. All right. So what is the point of this sheet? Well, it's to see how many funds do they have. They have 22 funds under the Yield Boost umbrella. Don't forget, 2 of them are the index related. So if they did a Yield Boost fund of funds, they would probably just have the 20, again, excluding the index related funds. I would think they would still include BitX. Where the heck is it? XBitty for BitX. But yeah. Also, we do track house money as we do everywhere. So if I sort Z to A, you could see TSYY at 55%, NVYY at 52%, XBitty at 43%. so on and so forth. Again, these are all mostly newer funds, but you could see, you know, since they pay out so damn much, a lot of these are probably going to be at house money pretty soon. You know, nothing else here really is of too much relevance, except if you're wondering who has the highest IV, QBY, their underlying QBTX, that has a 200% IV, which is nuts. So I would imagine this one has one of the higher yields. And right behind it, May. So this is May. Again, Mara has been having a really high IV lately, which is awesome. And then RGYY, this is the RGTX fund. So, and then brand new to the party, right? The Riot fund, the RIX, really high IV there, 175%. So high risk plays here for sure. High risk, high reward. But let's see how they compare against their underlyings. All right. So again, we've been tracking this for some time here. But basically, since it's Friday, and we cover this every Friday, we're just going to look and see, okay, how they do for the week. All right. So again, the coverage starts from the past Friday up to the new Friday. So if we look here, where is the last Friday? What was the 28th? That was last Friday, right? Yeah, so it's going to show 29th is going to show. All right, whatever. Because the freaking holidays in there, so it skipped a day. It always looking funky. To make my life easier, I'm going to do the last 3 days. How about that? To avoid any confusion. All right, let's just do the last 3 days. NVDL. All right, up, down, up. So again, these funds, today would be their ex-dividend date, which is why the distribution is here. But you don't have to worry about that for these. But you could see when NVDL went up 1.5, NVYY captured about half of that. When NVDL went down 1.89, NVYY did not move. It stayed flat. So that's a good thing. But then here again, we're going to slack on the upside. The NVDL went up 4.15%. NVYY went up 1.6. So again, if you're not familiar with these funds, they sell puts and they buy puts. All right, they sell the put to get the credit to pay out the distribution, and then they buy a put with a lower strike to limit the downside exposure in case, you know, these crazy ass leverage funds tank, which we have seen happen, and they're very well capable of doing that. All right, so let's look at CONL. Look at it. Look at this jump. All right, CONL had a decent 3 days, up 2.3. COYY captured 1.2, up 10.4. Again, this is where it lacks. It only captured 3. So huge gap there. You don't want these big up days. When you have a fund like this, you really, you know, those days are tough. But then you have a day like this where CONL went down 2. Okay, we're protected. We only went down 0.19 on COYY. All right, TSLL, Tesla, double leverage Tesla. They went down 0.4 on the second. And then here, TSYY did not move. Okay, did not move. All right. TSLL went up 8.2. We only captured 2. Again, you're not going to get super growth here. So if your expectation is growth, good luck, right? You're going to get some upside, which is good, right? But not this kind of upside, like this 8.2. 3.26% yesterday. They captured almost half. So again, over the 2 days, again, not bad for all things considered. Now, if we look at BitX, oh my goodness. Oh my God. They went up 12.5. XBitty did the best that they could, but they got whooped. They got whooped. They only went up 4.23%. And then the next day, BitX went up 4.23%. What are the odds of that? And then XBitty captured 1.33. So again, those 2 days really, really hurt. But they made a little back this day as BitX went down about 1%. XBitty only went down 0.16. All right. Does that make sense? And then here's the index. This is triple leverage, though. This is triple leverage the Qs essentially. TQQQ went up 2.3. TQQY captured 1.2. So, 1% lag essentially. And then it went up another 0.7. And then they captured 0.66. Okay, that's not bad. And then down 0.32. But look at this. How the hell? So it went up 0.78 when TQQQ went down. I hate saying that. TQQQ, when it went down 0.32%, TQQY went up 0.78. So that's unusual, but we'll take it. All right, here's the triple leverage S&P 500. Here it went up 0.5%, and then YSPY, which is the YieldBoost fund, actually beat it. It went up 0.71, and then SPXL, again triple leverage S&P, they went up 1.02%, and then YSPY went up 0.65, a little more than half, and then a little small day here went up 0.26. YSPY capturing 0.38. So YSPY had a really good week, or at least 3 days that we're looking at here. All right, AMZZ, double leverage Amazon, they went up 0.71%. AZYY captured 0.6, so that's pretty damn good. And then they had 2 down days, so let's see how the put protection reacted. AMZZ went down 1.8, AZYY only went down 0.52, so that's good. And then they went down almost 3%. AZYY went down about 1.7. So, hey, not bad, not bad. AMDL, I always say this is probably one of their best performing funds. Yeah, why you're not updated? Where is the price? I don't know. I got to refresh, I guess. Freaking pain in the you know what. If it doesn't work, we got to skip it. Yeah, it's not updating. That's a damn shame. One of their best performing funds. But whatever. We don't have to worry about them too much because they always do well. All right, so we did AZYY. We have to skip Amy. Let's look at MSTX. Again, this is, we all know about MSTX. I don't even know if that's the latest underlying, right? If we go to the GraniteShares website and we go to the ETFs, let's see what they're holding lately. So we go to ETFs, we go to YieldBoost, and then we go to MITI. You're so MITI. You're so MITI. All right, then we go to fund details down here. And MSTU is the latest and greatest. All right, so let's plug that one in, MSTU. Okay. And, oh, is this, they had their reverse split already? I guess it happened. This is a question. So pretty much for consistency purposes from Granite, we want YSPY and TQQY. Well, again, it all depends on what underlyings you're looking at, but remember, they are triple leverage, but they are the index. So do you trust a triple leverage index more so than a double leverage individual underlying? I would say, of course, it depends on the individual underlying, but in most cases, I would probably trade the indexes because, and I have, again, TNA is a triple leverage Russell, which honestly, I think they need to add the Russell one, but that's just me. LA Appliance says, I haven't been buying a bit of YSPY and TQQQ. Oh, you have? It looks, I think you meant you have, right? Okay. All right. Anyway, MSTU, they went up 11.6%. MTYY only captured 3. And then they went up 7, only captured 1.7. That's a rough day in the office. And then yesterday they went down 2.7. MITI went up, so that's good, 0.84. Okay, let's keep going here. PTIR up 3.7, up 6.35, up 2.1. Okay. Well, that's a nice week for them, but what about us? We got PLY over here, PLYY. We captured 1.3, 1.5, and then 0.68. Again, all things considered, we went up in price. So that's the good part again, but you're going to lack, obviously, you're going to lack on the upside. Sometimes you lack a lot. You lack a lot. All right, what about Robin? Robin is like, forget about it. Robinhood has woken up. Don't I know it? They are They're going up way too fast. But here we go. They went up 4.6, 11.5, and then 5.05. This is, of course, the double leverage Robinhood. Well, we have right? So what they do? They went up 1.6, 3.6, 1.8. Again, looking at it as an individual, great. Comparing it to the underlying, ouch, right? So, all right, let's move on. SMCX, how you doing? They went down 3. All right, we only went down 0.84 because, again, we got protection on the downside. So mic check 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we look here. They went up 4.4. We went up 1.93. Not bad, not bad, whatever. SMCX went up 3.5 yesterday. Then we captured 2. Again, not bad because they are. We know how limited they are on the upside. So these captures are, again, not bad. All right, now here's a good example of where these funds, kicking some butt over here. BABX, again, this is the double leveraged BABA. They went down 3.8, down 3.7, down 0.8 over the last 3 days. BBYY, or BEBE, as we say, they only went down 0.5, 0.7, and then they guess what? They went up 0.23. So this is where buying puts makes it look so beautiful. All right, FBL, how you doing? Well, they went up 1.9, down 2.3, up 6.9. So let's see how this one reacted. FBYY went up 1.3. That's not bad. And then here on the downside, they only went down 1% of the 2.3. So that's good. And then on the big up day yesterday, up 6.9, they were only able to capture 2.8. All right. So there's a lot of funds here now. We got to kind of skip over some. Yeah, I'm going to fast forward actually to, I keep forgetting Soxel's in here. Let's look at Soxel. We're going to have to start jumping around due to time constraints, right? There's so many damn funds. 22 funds, right? Is that what we said? Damn. Damn. All right, look at this. Soxel up 6, down 3. We captured 1.7, 1, down 0.7. So that's nuts. All right. These are the 2 new funds from last week, and then we have 2 new funds for this week. So let's cover these 4, and then we'll call it. Then we'll get on to the next few tabs. QBTX, good God. What in the heck did they do? Well, they went up 9, they went up 22, and they went up 28. I don't even know what that underlying is, but good for whoever owned it. QBY, they went up 2.3, they went up 2.45, and they went up 0.73. Again, looking at it individually, great, but compared to this, yeah, you can't. That's the problem, though. You just can't compare it. You're not going to get the same growth. All right. If you're going to get upset about this, then you're just better off owning the underlying. But if you want both, then do 50-50. Or if you want all income, then do QBY. Not financial advice, of course. You got to make that decision. But again, it's just a matter of understanding how every little fund. There's so many funds out now. We have so many choices, so many underlying, so many strategies. We don't, we're not limited anymore. We can pick and choose whatever the hell we want. Oh my goodness, look at this one. Up 3, up 17, up. Is this even serious at this point? Good Lord, someone's getting rich. RGTX, what they do? They went up 1, 2.5, and then 1.5. Again, obviously lacking on the upside, but we know that. Nothing new here. RYX versus RTYY. These are new funds. This is new. Came out, the 2nd, I think? Yeah. All right, so they went down 3.5, up 5.5, down 0.7. All right, so comparing the 5, they only captured 1.2. And then comparing this, they actually went up 0.04. And then we got HIMS down 6, up 4, up 15. On the 4-day, we only captured 1, and then the 15, we only captured 4.2. But again, keep in mind these funds launch at like 25. So if you could stay at 25 and pay that yield, best fund ever. But the likelihood of that, it's not going to last for long because most of these pay over 100% yield. All right, this tab we don't really go through. This holds the distribution data, but we take that information and we automatically pull it onto the yield file, which again, Amy's having a rough day here, but we're going to look at the stats. We're going to see who is the winner. Yeah, Amy's not updating, but this is where they were ranked. So I mean, obviously they were in the 90s. But anyway, who's the top 5, right? That's what we're here for. Who's the highest yielder? RTYY. RTYY. Now that fund that was one of the newer funds, right? That launched this week, and they're already number 1. So look at that. COYY 142, which is nuts. MAAY 141, IOYY 130. I mean, look at this. Look at these yields. Is this a little nuts? Is this too nuts? I know there's a lot of true degenerates, here. But what do you do if you invest in these funds? Do you reinvest any of it? Do you just go out, party it up, use distributions, worry about it later? What do you do with it? That's the question. All right, so here's a comment. I noticed YSPY and TQQY don't drop as heavy as the 2x leverage single stock funds, though then reference 3x. After seeing how all MSTR based ones moved recently, I try not to hold single stock ones. I can't say that I blame you. Because Bitcoin, I feel like the volatility we get on MSTR is too low, right? The volatility on that should just be so much higher because the risk is obviously there. I grabbed 100 shares of QBTS and RGTI at like 10 a.m. yesterday. Rigetti's up 1.78 per share, and QBTS is also, nice little gain there, right? So, okay. So you're hoping they hit $35. You got to dream on that. Sorry, that's not happening. But 30 is even pushing it. But like I said, you're not going to get some super growth on here. And don't forget, they pay weekly. So as soon as you even get some gains, you will get a drop on ex-dividend date, which of course is today. So you'll see a drop today on ex-dividend date. Happy with my semi position. This is from Playmaker. Don't recognize the name, but welcome. Not reinvesting right now. Got to pay that leverage off. You mean the margin off? I dripped them all. Double D. He's the true degenerate here. It's in the name. Dividend degenerate. Should we change his name to distribution degenerate, or does that not have the same tone there? Paying down margin at the moment. All right. So a lot of peeps got some margin they got to deal with. They got to pay off the loan, pay off that debt to the brokerage. But luckily, the most margin rates are pretty low. All right, let me take a sip, then we'll get into the holdings. All right. So, as stated, the strategy here, it's pretty simple. They don't hold any underlying. They hold cash. They hold treasury bills, but they don't hold they hold options contracts, right? They sell puts, they buy puts, and that's it. Pretty easy, right? Pretty easy to understand. And new to the fund, which I didn't talk about I did mention it last week. New to the fund, they do trade on, and I'll have to get my calendar for this, Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. So if we look here, okay, we got a 12/5. That's today, right? So that's a Friday, obviously. We have a 12/8 expiration. That's Monday. And then we have a 12/10. That's a Wednesday. So from my understanding is they're not doing shorter term expirations. They're doing weekly expirations, but they're opening the position on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So when they open the position, let's just say on December 1st, they probably opened this position that expired on Monday. So 7 DTE essentially, right? And then same thing here. They probably open this on the 3rd, right? That expires on the 10th, 7 DTE. So I think the beauty of this is they're not just limited to opening a position on one exact day in the market. They're now scattering the opening positions across 3 different days. So keep that in mind as we go through this. And one thing I also did notice, I do not believe, because this is through the Flex exchange, which is why they're able to do that. We're not going to see NVDL on freaking Monday, Wednesday, Friday expiration dates. We're not lucky enough, right? We don't have, I mean, I don't even want to see it, to be honest. I can only handle the weeklies as is, if that. But the Flex exchange does offer more options, and literally more options. So, but you're probably not going to see it on every single fund, or maybe you do and they just don't do it that way. All right. So hopefully that made sense. I'm not sure if anyone who invests in these was aware of that. Please let me know. Okay, so for today, we have a $80 put. We're at what, 86? So yeah, if you sell a put, where is it? Yeah, $80 that expires today. So this thing essentially is going to expire worthless. You can see, it only costs about what, $48,000 to close, which is cheap in the scheme of things. And outside of that, they do have a buy put. They bought a put at 72. So again, this is not needed. What they'll do is they'll do a rolling order, right? They'll do a buy to close on the sell put, and then a sell to close on the buy put, and then they'll do a sell to open on the new put, and then a buy to open on the new put. So again, just think of it like a rolling order. So they'll do rolling orders now today, and then on Monday, and then on Wednesday. So this just became a very active fund, to say the least. So whoever's running the shop, whoever the traders are at YieldBoost, they're like, damn, bro, you just made my day busy. Not to mention, they're opening 2 funds a freaking week. So 2 funds a week. Look. Here, I'll sort by launch date. Ready? Watch. Okay, the 2nd, that was this week. 25th, the week prior. 18th, the week prior. Okay, fine. 3 weeks in a row. But still, they might next week. What are they going to open now? Do we think they should still do that? Are we just over it? We want the fund of funds. What do you guys think? All right. Anyway, let's see. Let's see what we got here. All right, COYY, or what we can call this one, or we can call it coin head. What did you do to my coin? All right, so what do we got here? 12/5 expiration. That's today. They got a 21.97 put. Not bad. CONL just above it. So again, if we sell a put, ideally, for it to expire worthless, which again, they're not going to let it expire, but they will let it go to, close to the end, because the good thing about flex options is they typically don't have early assignment. So again, that's another beautiful thing. So although there is no risk of assignment here, so, we should be okay, but we don't know. We don't know what we can look at the pre-market. Again, the indexes look mostly green outside of the Russell's green too. So if we look at CONL, they're actually down 0.2%. But again, we'll see how the day goes. But, just looking at the one trade, not bad, not bad. Of course, yes, we have some that expire the Monday, which is a 1990, and we are well above that. So again, I love the scattered dates. I think it's a great addition. I feel bad for the fund manager, but I'm sure they're getting the handsome salary, of course. But their Mondays and Wednesdays just got busier. Okay, so TSYY, you can see they also offer the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right, so what do they got going today? They got an 1852 put. Is TSLL above that? Actually, what are they trading? They're trading both TSLL and TSLR. But for the one today, it's TSLL. And TSLL is above that put price. So again, this is going to be cheap to close. Cha-ching. All right, sound good? Great. Yippee-ki-yay. All right, let's move on to XBD. Yo, XBD. All right, so what do we got? We got, again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday trading. So that's good because, again, you hope to see it on the index ones. I know there's a lot of people that are much rather, they automatically, any fund, they'll jump to the index fund. They don't want to deal with the individual underlying risk because the strategy alone isn't enough of a risk, right? Sometimes. So if you look at sometimes the indexes, it gives them a little more comfort. So anyway, XBIDI is obviously the S&P. I'm sorry. Oh my God. It's the freaking Bitcoin index, right? Yes, I do call Bitcoin an index of the essentially the crypto sector. They are the index, right? When they move. But I don't know why I thought that was the S&P. But like whatever, they're the fourth index, right? Well, let's see, what do they got going today? They have a 31.56 put. Is BitTEX above it? Yes, it is. It's above it by $1. So again, that should be pretty cheap to close, and they'll roll that into the next Friday. And then again, Monday and Wednesday, they got some work to do. Makes sense? Great. Let me catch up on some comments, see if you guys have any questions. All right, let's see. Rod L, drip everything, lose everything. Omar. MSTR won't increase volatility until it pops again or tanks again, right? I build them and I take the distributions to build out other funds. Good morning to Parabolic. See, even LA calls her TNA Dynamite. All right, so what else we got here? I got QLDY as well. Pay me twice a week. Literally have daily dividends incoming. Yeah, a lot of people love that, right? So, imagine, especially if you get to like treat this as your like bank account, you can spend money out of it, right? Getting like daily paychecks is nice, right? I wonder when they launch their fund of funds if they'll pick a different payday. Okay. Yeah, I mean they trade on the Flex options chain as well. So yeah, I think they should, honestly. Question, do we always roll when we buy to close a position that we made money on? Yeah, I think they always want to have a trade going through the weekend because that's a lot of premium. That's a lot of extrinsic. That's a lot of time value that they'll miss out on if they do not trade, right? So again, I think in almost every case, I mean, it's possible that they could just close it, but I would think most of the time, yeah, they're going to roll, especially on the Friday ones, right? Even on the Monday ones, even on the Wednesday ones. They're not just going to close and leave it, right? I don't even know if they can per the prospectus. That's another question too. But I would think, yes, they're always rolling, 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 rolling. Who sings that song? Come on. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Yeah. All right. Sonita, you're late. You're late. What are we gonna do? What's the penalty for being late to YieldBoost Fridays? All right. Anyway, we covered XBITI. Let's move on to TQQY. Oh no. Oh no, the index only has one expiration. We were just saying we want these on the indexes. So we'll have to ask, what about the indexes? You know what? Let's check the other index. YSPY doesn't have it either. All right. All right. This is someone tell Yield and Grace. She's going to interview them. Yield and Grace. I told you to listen to this video, I think. Ask Will why they're not doing the Monday, Wednesday, Friday on TQQY and YSPY, because that I think people would definitely appreciate that. Are they available on TQQQ SPXL? Why am I saying Yield and Grace? Well, obviously shout out to her and her channel. Go subscribe to her. But we should all be proud of her. Again, new YouTuber doing her first interview. So she's going to interview Will from GraniteShares, which I think is a great first interview. So, and I know how that is. It's could be intimidating at first. But yeah, I wanted to give her, some pointers. But I think this is a good time to, not like I know what the hell I'm doing, but I think this is a perfect time to ask the question about the scatter dates, right? All right. So what do we got? Yeah, brother, brother knows everything about like everything. But yeah, Limp Bizkit, remember them? Oh my God. My one friend I grew up with, I still talk to, he thought he was Fred Durst. He dressed exactly like him. Anyway, what are we doing? Selling puts, $54. How we doing? What's the price? He's also a YouTuber too, so we should all go bust his chops. TQQQ, it's above it, so that's going to be okay. So far, it looks good. And then the YSPY, they're selling puts on 222. Are we above it? Yeah, just above it. So this is honestly perfect. If it closes just above it, perfect. Because then you'll be able to capture, most of it. So, but yeah, man. All right, so let's keep going and let's go. All right, so AZYY, how you doing? Well, they're just trading the Fridays. They're selling puts for 32. And if we look here, AMZZ is below that. So, we'll see how it goes. They may have to, it's going to cost a little more to close it, obviously, if the underlying price is priced below the sold put strike. If it goes too far below, don't worry. You do have the buy put, the security, the protection to save you. AMYY. Oh, my God. Something with AMYY is working. That's good. All right. So what do we do here? Selling puts, 1635. We're at 1610. All right. That's fine. Just, on the cusp. MTYY. What are they trading? MSTU. See. Okay. So they had a strike. Yeah, this is interesting. Wow. I would have thought this was automatically updated, but they sold a put last week before the reverse split, and they're still showing the 121, right? However, obviously, we are post reverse split. If you look here, it'd be nice if it went up 1,300%, right? But they, it's not reflected in the contract, in the holdings. So that's interesting. So they got to hit refresh over there. Come on, Cletus. So what they do? A 1 for 10? Probably. If they did, we're good. All right, we're good. All right, let's move on. Play. All right, so they're doing what? The 5th and the 10th. All right, looks like Wednesday and Friday. They're skipping Monday because the Ply fund manager doesn't work Mondays. He hates working Mondays. He likes to watch football, chug some beers. I'm kidding, by the way. But Monday would be a great day to be off, wouldn't it? Yo, yeah. All right, anyway, what are we doing here? It's selling puts, 25.80. Oh, yeah, we're fine. So, yeah, not bad. Good. Check. We don't want to go too high, though, because, again, we want to capture. We want a lot of these options ETFs. We love flat, right? Sideways trading. And we love slow gains. Slow gains, right? Does that make sense? Great. All right. Let me keep up with the comments as well. That's what I do here now. 5-0 is here. Woo. He's going to pull you over. He's pulling someone over right now, probably. Hopefully it's not me. I got one headlight. But I'll fix it, 5-0. I'll fix it, 5-0. All right, let's see. Yeah, Double D's off today. So he's going to post like 10 videos today. Double D, you should go live today. You should go live this morning at the open. Do it. It's fun. Lives are fun. I don't think you've ever done live, right? All right, so Sunita, nice shout out the MIGs this week. Sunita, give a shout out to MIGs. Office. Oh, I'm safe. Whew. I got time to fix that bulb. All right. I know. He wants to pull me over. Take my distributions. The one headlight. Come a little, nothing is better. I gotta do better in the middle. I don't know the words. I'm just humming it. All right. Can't go live. What? What intonation? I don't think that's a thing anymore. Did you try? I think it allows you. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to because our friend, Tesla Groupie, she doesn't have 1,000 subs and she goes live. So double check that. All right. Double it. Do it. All right. Anyway, let's keep going here. We have coverage here. Come on. What are we doing? All right. We're selling puts 76. Oh, yeah. Robin is like blowing up. Look at our new puts. Damn, 85, 81. So again, I need to see what Robin Hood's doing. Not even Robin, just Hood. I want him to be red. Yeah. It's only a little red, but anyway. All right, let's move on. Who else we got? Who else is next? SME. Well, we know who that underlying is. Another crazy one, SMCX. How they doing? We got a 1655. It expires today. And we're just above that. Perfect scenario. We love it. We like it a lot. BBYY, how you doing? Well, this is the one that's been dropping the doodah, right? We're selling a 42. And, oh, yeah, they're at 42.01. Not bad. Perfect. Sweetly. All right, what about Phoebe? Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call it. The double leverage one is FBL. They're selling a 32 garbage truck. I remembered I put the garbage out. I'm on a roll here. $32 put, and they're above it. So we're going to check. Again, we want to be just above it. So that's, perfect. So far, again, everything looks pretty good. Nothing drastic. Here's a 43.20. Wow, spoke too soon. All right, so this is when you sell a put at 43.20 and the underlying goes above your strike, you're good, right? This thing's basically expiring worthless. Even though we roll it, yes, you're gonna roll it for basically nothing. You'll have to pay nothing to close it, which means you take most of the profit, most of the premium. That's yours, right? But the problem is the premium is the cap. Like that's the max. That's what you're getting. So whether this goes to 44 or 52, which is what it's at, it's not gonna be too much additional gain, right? Because where's the gain come from? It comes from lowering the price or the expense that it costs to close out this position. So we don't want it to go this high. We want it to come down. Come down. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, you gotta type a question and then we'll answer you. All right. Up next is May. All right. They're doing 12.5. All right. They're doing the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But man, they got some volatility here. They're collecting some premium on this one. All right. What expires today? The 8/24. Perfect. They're at 9:05. Cha-ching. Show me the money. You're gonna get paid something on that. All right. We're selling puts on Nuggy. I'm not a nugget. All right. So 12.5, 173. Oh boy. All right. So here's one where we went under the strike price. We have one day, one DTE, one trading day. But did we buy a put? Of course we did. We just got to find it. There it is, a 156. So this is not under 156, but there could be some extrinsic they can squeeze out of it. So if they roll it like early in the day, they'll get something out of this. But again, this is going to cost a pretty penny to close. So yeah, we are, there is downside. We're not going to go down as much as Nugget as we've seen, but we will go down a little bit, just a little bit, or we have already. Obviously, we covered that in the daily compare. All right, here's the semi. One of the followers said he loves his semi because he loves his Soxel. He loves his nerdy chip companies. So what do we got here? 12.5, selling put, 41. What's Soxel at? What do you think? Guess. 45. All right, that's a little too high, but it's good. We're good. We'll see how it goes. Again, we got expiration date on the Mondays and the Wednesdays. So Soxel trading Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Chico. So we like that. All right, let me catch up on the comments and then we'll finish up the holdings. Let's go it. Oh yeah, there's spaces too. Have Will on, right? Have him on, or have a fund manager on too. Why not? Haven't tried. See, we got to motivate him. Double D. Yeah, Mike knows. Mike and Venus know. They go live all the time. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so where were we? QBY. All right, we're selling a put. This is a 12. Oh, Monday. They don't even have a Friday expiration. They're just selling the Monday, 28.45. They're at, oh my goodness. All right. We already saw the gains on QBTX. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we gotta. I don't know. What do they do? Right? If QBY goes down, I mean that's not QBY, QBTX. I mean, massive gains like that, you got to think it's a little sell-off now. QBTX. Oh my, what is this fund? Holy crap. Wow. QBTS. What is this? D-Wave Quantum Inc. It develops and delivers quantum computing system software and server. All right, let me look at the 1 month. The 1 month is crap. The 5-day, they're up 28%, 26%. Yeah, I don't know. Another nerdy company. I don't know, man. But yeah, man, obviously these puts are going to be very, very cheap to close. But we're going to be, we were already kind of capped on the upside. So they're selling a put on RGTX 6190. Oh my God, they're at $98. Look at this. Killers. Selling puts at 18 here, 1822. Perfect scenario. With a price just above the strike price of the put. Again, slow and steady wins the race. And then we got Himi. We're selling the put here. Oh, it's a 12.8. It's a Monday, so they don't even have something expiring today in 826. Him's at 929, so that one looks okay too. All right, so yeah, that's the update, bros and broskies and whatevers. I'm gonna put on some music, and then we call it quits, and then wait for Double D to go live. All right, so what else we got here? Let's see. QBTS. That's one of the two I bought. 100 shares. Didn't get down to 22 though. So sad. 27 is fine. If it hits 30, yeah, like I said, you're dreaming on that. Sorry. But I maybe never say never. What else? Any questions on YieldBoost? Do we have a favorite fund? Is Phoebe the lowest payer all the time? Like, is Phoebe a good fund? You know what I always I know these all launch at different times, but I'm just always curious to see like the current price and how they're holding up, right? So if you sort by Z to A, again, these are going to be newer funds at the top mostly, but let's see. Let's look by launch date. Yeah, we got Nuggy and Semi 11/18, so almost a month, and they're still hanging in 24. That's with a lot of weekly payments in between. So, and again, Amy at 22, pretty good. Amy's been around, man. Amy's been around since September, and they're at 22, and they paid out 556. They were doing better actually, but NVYY, what are they hanging around at? $20. NVYY is $20. They paid 13. So again, remember, they launched at 25. They paid 13. They're only down 5. So yeah, $8, baby, $8. So again, some of these funds are doing well. But yeah, again, if you compare it to the underlying, of course, yeah, any covered call, any options ETF is gonna lag the underlying long term. Unless it's like a leverage, but even a leverage one will probably lag it. All right, let me catch up on some comments here. Let me pull up the website. I always like the ticker that goes across. There you go. Anyone have QLDY, few shares, only 30? I do not. I've been buying TSYY since it was monthly. Yeah, people don't even remember that. That was back in the day, way back in my day. TSYY is my best fund. If there was, if you think about it, it probably, because with the big swings in Tesla, when Tesla swings down, TSYY is your best friend, right? Because it's going to protect your little downside there, which could happen. LA has TSYY, YSPY, TQQY is all I have. Would like fund of funds. Okay. Soon enough, right? I need to add some TSYY. Well, Parabolic, you trade TSLL. You trade options on TSLL. So all I'll say is be careful with that Tesla exposure. Although maybe Tesla could essentially be its own index too. They're running the shows. 50 has play. How do you get an office day, by the way? Who's running the show then? Who's stopping the bad guys? What do you do in the office? Just drink coffee. Ex-biddy. Oh man, this coffee's good. Speaking of coffee. All right, anyway, do you think YSPY, TQQY would be considered safe long-term holds? No. I mean, I don't think any of these high-yield funds are long-term holds, to be honest. But if you're dripping, it's another story, right? It all depends. But But then again, if you're dripping, why are you in income funds? But if you're dripping some, okay, then that makes a little more sense. It's a tough question, but a lot of the only when we say long-term holds, you know, doing a covered call or anything that would cap the upside would not be what I would ever consider a long-term hold, if that makes sense. These types of funds, income funds, are for people who want income. They want to see income. They either use it to pay their bills, they use it to buy other funds, they use it to drip, they use it for something. So if you want to use income for something, then these funds obviously could be good for you. But again, if you have to like the strategy, you have to understand the strategy. Again, and there's so many damn funds out there. But to me, a long-term play is just owning the indexes, right? Like my 401k, that's long-term because I can't touch it till I'm an old fart, right? So what do I have in there? Indexes. I don't have, well, not like I can buy income funds, but if they let me, I wouldn't anyway. But I put a $7 call on expiring the 19th, going up. Office stuff, yeah, stuff. All right, so we're 51 minutes in, and we covered everything. You know, let's take a look real quick. They have an income category. Let's see. Yeah, they just have the HIPS fund. This is a U.S. high income ETF. Let's see what the yield is. They don't have that big box with the yield, 10%. I mean, not bad. Not bad. They got to add more to the income bucket, right? I know they're just pumping out those YieldBoost though. Equity funds, they got Drup, NASDAQ, Select Disruptors. Okay, never heard of that. Commodities, Comb. Hey, no K1 ETF. That's pretty funny. And then Platinum Trust. Oh wow, I never heard of these ones. And then Leverage. Oh boy, there you go. This is what they're known for, leverage funds. But I wonder what. Oh, that's also a question for YG. What does he think about the SEC? And what is the SEC saying, and what does that mean for him? GraniteShares Gold Trust. All right, BAR. I love this ticker, BAR. BAR. I always wanted a gold bar just to sit there and look at, right? Like if you own gold, sure you could buy an ETF, but owning a gold bar, I mean, that's got to be fun. Imagine being so rich you just buy gold bars. All right, anyway, what else we got? I have NVYY, TSYY. Hoy, it's me. I am no longer dripping, just using the funds to buy regular stocks every week. Okay, what's a regular stock? Mag 7s and index. Look at you. You are not a degenerate anymore. You are just playing it safe. All right, AMDL trades. I'm enjoying. Sunita's getting nav erosion sick. Nav erosion sickness, is that a thing? All right, so I think we're done. Right? But yeah, that's it. That's the summary on YieldBoost for this week. We'll do again every Friday. I'll do a YieldBoost update. Yeah, I could always look into the HIPS fund, technically, right? Is anyone curious about the HIPS fund? Again, the loner here about the HIPS. Maybe we could just do a bonus content and talk about HIPS next week, if that interests anyone. Because it is an income fund. It does pay monthly though, but has a 10% yield. 10% is not bad. Not bad. I like it, brother. See, you and I are on the same page. CAR or CAR. We've owned YSPY since April. Pretty stable. Okay. DD. See the hype is up. Okay. All right. So, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, come back next week and then we'll talk more yield boost. Maybe, like I said, maybe even hips. You know, maybe. All right. So what else? I don't know. If you like the content, hit the like button. Duh. You should know that by now. If you have any questions, leave in the comments. Outside of that, I got nothing except keyword time. So if you made it this far in the video, congratulations, number one. You want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. What's the keyword? Who the hell knows? No, we know what it is. It's DD go live. Pretty simple, less typing. Or if you want to type a lot, dividend degenerates go live. Right? Sound good? DD go live, DD go live, DD go live. We'll figure it out. But anyway, I'm out of here. As always, thank you all for watching and have a good day. Have a good weekend, because I am taking my first weekend off in a long time. I am not posting. Well, something will be posted, but I'm not going live on Saturday. Definitely not Saturday. There could be a Sunday late live stream for Guestimania. If not, I may do a Monday. I don't know. But, you know, it's a weekend off. But anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching and have a good weekend. Later.